Are you ready for another episode of Book Shade? And of course, I am Amira Blaze, turning another look for you today. So you guys let me know what you think about my look, bitch. Okay, so I got like, let's see, total now I have about 7 different wigs. But hopefully I'll have an 8th one coming, but that one's gonna be a normal looking one, just in case if I have to, you know, go for like a job interview or something like that. So, you know, I gotta look professional, you know. But I really like the color on this one. It looks so fabulous, and I made sure to you know, coordinate to make sure the, you know, the makeup looks decent. And my brows are so snatched today. Oh, I am feeling myself. But guys, that is not the point of today's episode. What we're gonna be focusing on, my friends, is what wait a minute, what's this? What is this? This, my friends, is another romance book mystery box, and I cannot wait, guys. I have waited like 3 days. I wanted to open it the same day, guys, but then I ended up getting sick. I'm just getting, you know, over it, and I feel better. But I wanted to open it right away. I was like, okay, we gonna do this. And I'm really excited. I am very excited. This box is not historical romance. This is actually a contemporary romance mystery box. There are 25 books in here, so I am very, very, very excited to see what I'm going to like get in here. I don't know what's in here. All I requested, once again, was to have paranormal romances, paranormal romances, and interracial romances. So that's all I requested. So you know what, guys, we're not gonna waste any time. I forgot, let me get my gloves, just because of what's going on, guys. I'm not taking chances. I'm going to show you the books, and then I'm going to clean them later. So give me one moment here. I'm going to get some gloves, and we are going to get started. So I will be right back. All right, guys. So, woo! So excited to see what I got. Okay. Yes, squad. All right. All right, so here I am once again here. Okay, guys, so we are going to get started here. This is a box of 25 contemporary, hopefully because I requested interracial romance and paranormal romance mystery box. As you can see, I have gloves on because you know what, guys, there's a pandemic, damn it, going on, so I don't want to take any chances, okay? Like, that's, I just don't. Okay, so I have my gloves on and I'll clean them up and disinfect them later. But without further ado, guys, let's get started. Let's see what books I got here, okay? So the first book, and apparently this one is an autographed copy, okay? And some of these books, guys, might be, it's like a mixture of everything. So this one is an interracial romance from Kimani Romance. It's supposed to be an autographed copy, and it says His Love Match, and it's by Shirley Hailstock, and this is Weddings by Dana. So let me see if this is an and guys, this is an autographed copy. Oh, this is super cool. Okay, so let me show you this one. So that's how it looks like. And it says here, will he be the last bachelor standing? So let me read the synopsis for you. And it says, wedding planner Dana Greer still believes in happily ever after. She's just given up finding her own dream man, and until an internet dating site matches her up with her ideal mate. Too bad he's someone she already knows. Oh, this is gonna be juicy. You guys know I love me a little bit of a ratchet romance novel ever so often, but you know I'm a classy lady, so I try to keep it classy. But oh my gosh. Okay, so it says in college, Scott Thomas was the big man on campus, arrogant and full of himself. So why is one kiss from the high-flying bachelor making Dana's toes curl? Ooh, guys, let me tell you, there is nothing like, you know, when you have someone just that you love, that you care about, and they kiss you and it makes your toes curl. That's when you know, okay, that's when you know that you feeling them. So yeah, definitely excited to read His Love Match here. And this is apparently an autograph. This is an autograph copy by Shirley Hailstock. So that's really cool. So that's the first one. So I'm gonna put it aside. Let's see what the second one is here. This one, ooh, this one's got a cowboy. Ooh, guys, let me tell you, I'm not usually into the cowboy like romances, but I understand because I have a friend that's really into them. There's just something about a man who wears those really nice jeans and he fills them up real good, okay? But this one is a Harlequin one, I believe. Oh no, this is a Silhouette Nocturne one. So that means it's a Nocturne is their like paranormal romance series. So I think this one is Harlequin. I might be wrong, but it's called The Beast Within by Lisa Renee Jones. So that's how that one looks like there. And let's read the synopsis here. So it says, only passion can soothe the beast from within. Only known as Jag, he leads the Knights of White against the soulless Darkland beast who took his wife and his life. Jag is immortal, destined to live with the vengeance he feels in his heart and the dreams that haunt his soul. Sensual dreams of a woman, dreams that threaten to unleash the beast within. Ooh, no. That's very sexy. So yes, a vampire cowboy. Like, who would have thought? Okay, that's interesting. All right, so what else we got? So the next one here, I've seen this one. I'm so glad I got this one. Okay, so this one is an interracial one. It's by Brenda Jackson. So they do a really good job. Like, you get what you want. So this is by Brenda Jackson. It's called The Elliots Taking Care of Business. Okay, so yeah, this is a Harlequin one. This is Silhouette, and this is 1705 in February. So there we go. So that's how that one looks like. And it says a scandalous union. Ooh, the tea, honey. All right, so it says, from the moment she met Tag Elliott, Renee Williams thought of nothing but how his lips would feel on hers. Ooh, muy caliente, okay? That and darkened bedrooms. Ooh, okay, he's a freak. All right, get your life. All right. And whispered promises. But as a member of Manhattan's wealthiest family, Tag was way out of the social workers' league. Besides, no matter how much she craved him, there was one small matter. She was black and Tag was white. Why is that an issue? But okay, but I mean, interracial relationships, guys, it can get complicated, you know, because a lot of times, especially for example, like an interracial couple between like a black woman and a white man is still seen as like a problematic thing, you know, just like black men who like white women, for example, it's kind of seen still as problematic in some aspects because of, you know, the unfortunate historical implications between black and white people. For me personally, I'm attracted to white men. That I have no issue. I find white men, you know, attractive. And at the end of the day, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. So you shouldn't care what people think. Okay. And the only time really that like the people who really matter to me, like my parents, you know, my extended family, okay, that's a little bit different because I do respect their opinion. But anybody else who's like, oh, you know, you shouldn't like Asian men or you shouldn't like white men, I just ignore them because at the end of the day, like I said before, we have our, you know, preferences. And hey, if you like that Scottish, you know, you like that Scottish daddy, you go get that Scottish daddy. Okay, if you like that Irish cream daddy, you go get yourself that Irish cream daddy. Okay. Just get your life, okay? But yeah, I'm very excited to read this one because I've seen it a lot and I wanted to read it. And these are, you know, Harlequin ones, so they're, you know, short weeds. But the Desire ones are apparently a little bit better because they're like a little bit steamier, a little bit smuttier. That's how I like my romance books, you know? So I'm just gonna put that to the side there. What else we got here? We got a long way to go, y'all. All right, so next we have another one here. This is by Brenda Jackson, and oh, it has an author interview inside, and this is a brand new Westmore novel, and this one is called One Winter's Night. Apparently she was having a fine winter with that cowboy. Yes, guys. So that's how that one looks like. So let's see what it's about. It says Riley Westmoreland. See, that's a name that's got coin, okay? Or as Tamar Braxton would say, coint, okay? That's a man with money. And when you got a name like that, like Western Moore, you know, the 15th, or some mess like that, okay? But I digress. So it says Riley Westmoreland never mixes business with pleasure until he meets his company's gorgeous new party planner. But when he gets Alpha Blake into, when he gets Alpha Blake into bed, he realizes one night will never be enough. That's when her past threatens to end with their affair. So Riley does what any Westmoreland male would do. He vows to win her heart for good. This sounds like Dallas a little bit. For those of you guys who love, you know, classic, okay, drama, soap opera shows like Dynasty, I like Dallas, some good stuff. So that's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit. But yeah, this seems to be like maybe a Christmas type But yeah, this is a Harlequin. So they're doing so good so far. A lot of interracial stuff and some paranormal stuff. I'm excited. Yes, one. All right. So, oh, this one's a classic right here. Okay. And apparently this one was for $3 here. But let me see. See, I don't want to peel the sticker off because it might rip, because this one is an older one. Okay, so this is also from Harlequin, and this is American Romance, and this is called by Shireen Dawson. This is the 10th anniversary edition of Twilight Magic. So this was Twilight before Twilight. Okay, so that's how that one looks like there. So let's see what it's about. And it says she inherited a man. I wish I inherited a man. Good God. But no, all jokes aside, guys, let's see what this one's about. So it says Ben Walters knew everything about Jennifer Stansfield. He knew the consummate wanderer left nothing but burning bridges behind her, and now that she was meant to settle down in an old haunted Victorian, his Victorian. What Ben didn't know was that she'd be as beautiful as the place itself. Jennifer was as mysterious as its resident ghost, and her gray-green eyes were compelling as the strange mist on the lake's water. Ooh, okay. This sounds a little bit like 80s, like Vampire Diaries-ish kind of. So this is a paranormal romance with, so maybe it's a ghost romance. So that's it right there. And apparently it was $3, so that's not bad. That's not bad. So yep, that's it right there. All right, so that's the next one. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Ooh, Scandaloso. Okay, so this is an old, this is an old one. This is a classic right here. So this is a Silhouette Shadows, and it's by Sally Carlene. And this is called Shade Leaves of Destiny. So that's how that's that old school, okay? So it says, take a walk on the dark side of love. Ooh, freaky, okay. That BDSM. Ooh, I love me a BDSM romance. Ooh, tasty. But I digress, guys. So let's read what this is about. So it says, the man at the top of the stairs. And says, a menacing silhouette at the top of the stairs waited for the woman to approach, and then it struck. When she awoke from her nearly deadly fall, Amanda struggled to merge two sets of memories separated by decades. One set she recognized, but where had the other come from? Was she really divorcee Amanda Parrish, or the abused wife Elizabeth Dupar? And in either life, what part did the mysterious Dylan Forrest play? Ooh, this sounds like a hot damn mess. So there we go. Shaded Leaves of Destiny. So that sounds like an interesting one. So this one is paranormal. So far so good, guys. These are all very classic kind of books. All right, what else? We got a lot in here. And guys, let me tell you, this mystery box with the 25 books and stuff, they're gone now. Like, you can, I found like one that had contemporary titles in them, but like the one that was the historical romance mystery box that I got before. Oh my gosh, guys. I mean, they sold out. Like, that many people bought it, because I was gonna buy another one just because I've been trying to collect just a little bit more of historical romances. But okay, this one seems to be more of a because I don't have a lot of like Black or African American romances, so this one is that. So it's called At First Touch, and this is a Kimani romance by Tamara Sneed. So that's how that one looks like there. So it says, take two. It says, daytime television diva Quinn Sibley may be down. Ooh, she down. Okay. No. I'm terrible, guys. But she's definitely not out. While rumors of her overbearing ego have doors slamming in her face, she's planning the perfect comeback. But when she returns to, but she's got to return to a place and a man she thought she had left for good. Is tiny Sibleyville, California ready for a Hollywood invasion, or Quinn Sibley? Okay. This has some Bodyguard vibes to it. That's what it kind of sounds like a little bit. Oh my gosh, guys. I had a chance to watch The Bodyguard like a couple months ago. It is so legendary. Like, oh my gosh, that pairing of Kevin Costner's sexy ass with Whitney Houston, it was perfect. And that was like one of the very rare times I would see like Whitney Houston swear in a movie. So I gasped. I was like, did she say fuck? Like, what? Like, I was choking, guys. I was choking. It was something. I was like, what? She swore? Like, okay. But yeah, so that's that one. So that sounds good. And these are really quick reads, guys. Like, honestly, you could read these in like a day or two. So that's why I got them, because I wanted to, you know, see. So yeah, we got a good mixture of some new ones, some old ones in here. Okay, so we have another one here that's a Nocturne silhouette, and it's called Rising Darkness, and it's part of the Dark Enhancement series by Cynthia Cook. So we got that. That's a classic. All right, so it says, can true love triumph over evil? And it says Demon Hunter, yes, and vampire. So Demon Hunter, vampire, and member of the Cadreed, Damian Hancock, has come to Wolverstrain to help Emma McGovern defend herself against a powerful demon. For if Emma finds love and consummates that love, the demon Amos will fulfill a generations-old curse and claim her soul. Damon knows just how powerful the ancient demon is, but he never anticipated the all-consuming effect courageous Emma would have on him. Ooh, this sounds juicy. Ooh, so I'm excited about that one. This one is not interracial, but you know, it don't matter. So love is love, okay? All right, what else we got in here? But yeah, these mystery boxes, guys, you can really not find them anymore because they're so popular and so many people are doing like videos on them in the booktube community. And I haven't seen any in the book Twitch community, as I call it, because I don't think like book reading or talking about books is popular on Twitch. But you guys let me know in that brutally honest, vicious comment section below. All right, let's see what the next one is. We have, this is by Pamela Palmer, and it's called Warrior Rising. So I think if I ever get Harlequin books in the future, I will get this Nocturne series because it seems like these are all focused on paranormal shit. So this is part of the Essery series, and it's Pamela Palmer's Warrior Rising. Look at that sexy older daddy. I love older daddies. Oh my gosh, like hot. Okay, so let's read what this one is about. So it says single dad Harrison Rand craved vengeance only for the harm of the evil Essery race that has inflicted on his young daughter. Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. All right, so it says, but now he's found himself the sole guardian of the Estrian princess Ilaria. Ooh, that's a nice name. Exacting his revenge wasn't a simple task that he thought it would be. Oh, okay, so this got some like supernatural, paranormal Indiana Jones vibes. Yes, good. Okay, so that's that one. So that's the next one. Just making a pile so I can like clean them later and put them on my shelf. Well, actually, I have to put them on top of my bookshelf because I ran out of room now. How embarrassing. Oh, okay, so this one's that quick read. Okay, so this one is about a ghost. So this is supernatural. Oh, this is classic here. Okay, so it's by Emma Darcy, and this is called Mischief and Marriage. This is like the classic like family like sitcom, like, oh darling, Oh, just ignore that ghost in the background. It's just like, oh, look how healthy all children are. It's ridiculous. Then you got the mom like, you should have never married this bitch. You know how some moms be salty when, you know, their son or daughter gets married, and it's like, I think the reason why some moms get like that is just because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna see my child again, you know, but that's not always true. So that's how that one looks like. Very 80s. Okay, so it says when Ashley met Harry. Okay, it sounds like when Harry met Sally. It says mischief was what Harry Clifton intended when he traveled to Australia in search of an heir, and says marriage was the last thing on Ashley Harcourt's mind when she met Harry. Ooh, okay. This I don't know if I'll enjoy it, but I'll give it a shot, you know. I gotta read outside my comfort zone sometimes, but we're doing good so far. Okay, so this one, ooh, this is sexy. Okay, it's called Unbound by Lori Devotee. So this one's a little bit bigger. The other thing, guys, was when I got this particular mystery box, oh my gosh, guys, it took like forever. Maybe it's just because of the pandemic going on, but it literally took like 2 months almost to get this. I thought I was not gonna get it. So when it came like 3 days ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. But all right, so this one, yeah, it's called Unbound. So that's how that one looks like there. And I'm gonna have to like use some clear tape on some of these because I don't want the cover to rip, because some of them are, you know, a little beat up, but they're still in decent condition. But yeah, look at that sexy white chocolate right there. Ooh, I love me some white chocolate. Okay. All right. I'm such a mess, guys. All right. So Unbound, what is this about? So it says, unleashed from the gates of hell. Well, see, we're starting off with another episode of Supernatural. Ooh, I love me Dean on that show. Ooh, he is so fine. Good God. But I digress, guys. So let's read what this synopsis is about. So it says, Risk Leadoff was a hellhound, a legendary otherworldly creature who was both man and beast. It says, for centuries, he's been bound to do the bidding of a cruel witch queen, by a cruel witch queen. But after being ordered to destroy novice witch Kara Shane, the man within him rebelled, and the beast within him was held at bay for now. No. I just like making funny faces, guys. But yeah, that sounds really cool. So it's like an episode of Supernatural. So rock and roll. We'll see how that goes. Still got a long way to go here. Let me get some of these on the side. All right. So we have another, man, they really do a good job. Like this particular mystery box I got, they do a really good job requesting, fulfilling requests. So I may get like another, one more historical. I might do that for my birthday, like if it's available though. I'll get one more historical and then one more of these. Okay. So far I haven't gotten any repeats, so this is sweet. All right, so the next book I have here is Son of the Shadows. And this is another Nocturne. All right, so it says the most powerful force of all. So it says Jean-Marc Devernay. I can't believe I actually said that right. Son of the magical house of the shadows, and its most powerful mage loses a part of himself when a demon ravages in his soul. Through an intense union with Isabelle de Beauvoir, you know, being classy. A powerful mage enables Jean-Marc to recover his soul, and the union costs his forbidden lover her powers. And the powers of darkness still call out to him. Ooh, this sounds good, okay? So this doesn't seem to be part of a series. But yeah, that looks good. So I think it's what they have collections with, like with the Silhouette series, because you have regular Harlequin and then you have like this Harlequin Silhouette. Yeah, you have like the Harlequin Silhouette, which is a little bit steamier, so I appreciate that. All right, which one we got here? Oh, okay, this one's a lot better condition. This is another Nocturne one, or yeah, Nocturne. And it's called Beautiful Danger by Michelle Hoff. Some are thicker, like this one's a little bit thicker. All right, so it says, could her own sworn enemy lead her out of the darkness? And it says, as a member of Ancient Order of Hunters, Lark has found that eliminating dangerous vampires is about more than duty, it's personal. A kill for every day her husband was held captive before his death. Shaking. Yes! Staking her prey isn't a challenge, but until she confronts Domingos La Roque. I tried, guys. It says, mad with vengeance and blood, and the blood of a powerful phoenix, Domingos tests her skills and seduces her soul. Ooh, that sounds sexy. Okay. No, I won't. I don't want my soul being compromised. No, thank you. But yeah, so she's a vampire hunter. This sounds a little bit like Buffy the Vampire Slayer with little elements of Charmed in there. Man, guys, you know what I found out? I was checking out Netflix. I found out that they made a remake of Charmed, and apparently it's not good like the original. Some things need to be left, like, honestly, some things need to be left, like, alone, okay? Like, let's stop making remakes of classics. Unless you're gonna do 110% really good job on it, like, let's stop doing that, okay? But yeah, that one sounds really good. Beautiful Danger, so I'm excited to read that one. So I got some throwbacks and some throwbacks and some newer ones. Oh, this one is super old. Okay, so this one, yeah, I'll definitely have to tape this one up too. It's kind of beat up. All right, so this one is a Silhouette Special Edition number 415. This is real country. This is Billy Green, Time After Time. I had to do the Cyndi Lauper, okay? All right, so Time After Time. She looks like Dolly Parton. He looks like a little bit like Robert Redford. He's like, you know I love you, darling. And she's like, yes, I surely do declare that you love me. Horrible Southern accent, I know. All right, so that's how that one looks like. So what is this about? The pages are a little bit yellowed, a little bit, but it's still readable. Okay, so it says, time after time, Leela French thought she knew Paul Gregory. They had worked together for years, but he had never been anything but coolly professional. Then the nightly dreams began, each matching her with Paul in an alarming, sensuous way. This sounds like a Fire's Edge series, right? Like by Abigail Owen, right there. Okay, so it says the man she met in her dreams couldn't possibly be the man she saw at the office, or could he? Okay, I can see this one. Yeah, it does have some supernatural dream kind of elements to it. So Bill Green, keeping it country. Okay. Keeping it country. Ridiculous. Oh, this one looks sexy. Okay, so this one has psychics in it. So this is another Silhouette Nocturne, and this one is called The Dark Gate by another one by Pamela Palmer. She must be really popular. So that's how that one looks like. So it says, an ancient evil has found its way back to our world, and the only ones who can stop it don't know it exists. So it says, Larson Vale has a secret. She sees things, terrible things, deadly things. And her latest vision features a strange albino man. What? Ah, white man. That's ridiculous. All jokes aside, like, he's albino. What do we do? That's ridiculous. Come on. That's offensive, okay? Like, come on. All right, all jokes aside. Okay, so her latest vision features a strange albino man and her own death. Haunted and afraid, she trusts no one, like Jon Moxley. No, that's a horrible AEW joke right there. I love Jon Moxley though. He's sexy as fuck to me for some reason. He turns his back for no one. That's like the best gimmick. It has Stone Cold Steve Austin vibes. Like, it's everything, but I digress. All right. And okay, haunted and afraid, she trusts no one, not even the handsome cop who seems to be fascinated with her. You know, guys, recently I did order some like cop romances. There's something sexy about like a man in uniform. There's just something really hot about cops, you know, the protect and serve, you know, there's something hot about that. So I can understand why cop romances, they're not gonna be popular right now, okay? But I can see why some people like the, you know, the military romances, the cop there's something sexy about someone that's got the strength to protect you and shit. Like, that's sexy to me. So shout outs to all the cops out there working hard, busting their ass, doing the right thing, you know? Shout out to also them sexy firefighters. Guys, there are so many sexy firefighters, okay? And look, here's the thing. Firefighters, okay, to all out there, y'all is sexy, okay? And you don't have to have a six-pack. You still sexy to me. Get your life. All right, but enough of my messiness. But all right, so yeah, this one sounds, it sounds pretty good. Okay, it's got a little bit of a cop romance in there. Okay, so that is what that one is about. All right, so we're winding down here, guys. We're winding down a little bit here. Got a couple more, but this was a really good deal, guys. I think I paid around like $26 for all these books. That's a great deal. All right, this one's a little bit old. It's got some spine crack going on. I'll have to tape this one up too. All right, so this one's by Marine Child and it's called Vanished. Look at the sexy abs he's got. He's like, you know you want me. He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger during like his Conan days with them pecs. Good God. All right, so let's read what this one is about. Also a Nocturne series as well. So this one has like shapeshifters, vampires, like it seems really cool. This particular brand from Harlequin, because this box, it did mention that there were going to be a lot of Harlequin, but there were some surprises because not all of them are. Majority are, but not all. All right, so let's read what this one's about. So it says, she was his destiny reborn. All right, so it says, forever fated to defend humanity against demons, immortal guardian Rogan Butler. That's like an action hero name. It's like Rogan Butler, the ultimate ninja. You know, like, yes, okay. It says, has given up all hope of finding peace. But when a beautiful American unexpectedly appears with all her self-assurance and charm, the winds of danger. The winds of danger. Oh man, that sounds like something like Chuck Norris, like Walker Texas Ranger. It's like that. That's like the episode name. It's like the winds of danger. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know. But I love me some Chuck Norris though. He is so lickable. Oh my gosh. But I digress. Hashtag older man complex, but you already know. All right, so it says, when a beautiful American unexpectedly appears with all her self-assurance and charm, the winds of danger and a soul deep recognition reawakens the warrior's long burned desire. Okay, that is an orgasm to remember. Like, good God, it's like, ah! But that's the one right there. So Marine Child, Vanished. Okay, I'm being too extra. You see, the wig, guys, it puts on the cattiness. I think that's what's happening. All right, let's see what else we got in this mystery box. So we got some good selections here. All right, so this one, I don't know. This one, it seems it's a Shadows, but this is an old one, y'all. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at those sideburns. Good God. So this is called Old Flame. Old Flames. All right. Well, let's see what this is about. All right. So this one, yeah, I'll definitely have to tape up too, because it's beat up as fuck. All right. Have we met before? Or take a walk on the dark side of love. Have we met before? Anthropologist Amber Sheridan has come to the centuries-old mansion to unearth a mysterious discovery, not to fall under the spell of the home's handsome owner, but she soon found the blue-eyed millionaire James Stockley impossible to resist. Well, damn, I need to find me a millionaire. Good God. Preferably billionaire. Look, for me, as long as the man loves me and treats me right, that's all I give a fuck, okay? Because here's the thing. Sometimes you would think, like, you know, it's like, you know, like we all go through those phases of the types of men that we like or whatever you're into. And there's always that phase where you're like, oh, I want to be with a celebrity or I want to be with a rich person. Guys, it's not that all cracked up to be. Because if you really think about it, like really think about it, you gotta deal with the paparazzi. If they're famous, people are constantly taking pictures of you. Women are constantly thinking you're a whore. I mean, it's terrible. So, a mess. All right, let's see what else we got. We got a couple more in here. It's been good so far. Okay, so this one is Gothic. Okay, this is another classic. And it's Shadow Silhouette, and it's called Between Dusk and Dawn by Val Daniels, and apparently this is the premiere. All right, this is a classic, man. It's got 80s, yeah, it's got that 80s feel in here. All right, so it says, according to plan, it says when Sam Barton convinced Jonah Sanders to hire him, then he moved on to her farm where he could keep an eye on her. Then there was nothing left for him to do except avoid temptation and wait. that sounds like Christian Grey, like waiting behind a bush for like Anastasia, like, she coming, you know, like, hey, we have Soy. What's up, Soy? Welcome, of course, to the program. And Soy says, hey, I saw that movie. Oh, they made a movie for Between Dusk and Dawn? Or are you referring to the Quentin Tarantino version? I don't think this one is about vampires, but let's see here. Okay. And wait for what he knew he had to do, but there was something odd about the new hired hand, something almost scary. But Joanna couldn't put her finger on it. Nor could she, or would she. I don't blame her. Fuck that shit. Like, you know, you hire someone and they're like, you know, fucking a vampire or some ghost and shit. I'd be like, all right, do your job. Get the fuck out of here. You know, like, all right. Okay. Nor could or she would she consider how dangerously attractive she found him. Then, oh, classic trope. Then, this is like classic horror movie trope. Then the phone calls began. Someone was stalking her. Sam's presence should have been reassuring, but it wasn't. A serial killer intended to make Joanna his next victim. He could be anyone, even Sam. Ooh. That sounds ridiculous. Like you hire someone, yeah, by the way, they're kind of stalking me. Yeah, you know. Like, that's something you take seriously. Like, this synaptic makes it all casual, like, yeah, he's stalking me, but because he's hot, I'm just gonna let it slide. I mean, guys, let me tell you, there are so many Lifetime movies about like making stalking sexy. It's not sexy. It's not sexy. Okay? Hey, Soy, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. And Soy says, or wrong thing. Okay. And Soy says, you know your personality is popping out of this world. You should do like a podcast or YouTube show. Yeah, I actually have a YouTube show. I do both YouTube and Twitch, and I consider myself like a book live streamer. I would like to do a podcast, but guys, it is so expensive though. But if you know of options that can make podcasting cheaper for me, I might do that, okay? But it's so expensive, man. When I was looking into it, it was like, oh, it's only $20 a month. And I'm like, what? It's like I'm paying for Amazon Prime, then I'm paying for Audible Escape for my romance audiobooks if I can't find it at my library, and then I'm paying for, like, let's see what else. Okay, so my Amazon Prime, Audible Escape, then I'm paying for my Amazon Kindle so I can have my BBW interracial book fetish, and then have my BDSM book fetish, and then have my toe fetish, and my, you know, hot guys wearing glasses fetish read on, you know. No, okay. That was me being really thirsty, right? Really desperate. But oh my gosh, guys, it is a mess. Like, and it adds up. So like by the time I look, I'm almost paying like $40-50 a month just to have this stuff, like, to make this show look fucking decent, you know? Oh bitch, yes. Okay, we have Jenny. Hey, welcome once again. And Jenny's like, I love my Audible. Yeah, let me tell you, honey, I like it too, but it adds up, bitch. So I better get some of the best, smuttiest Audible listens for me to pay all that. You know what I'm saying? But I try. But yeah, this sounds really good though. This sounds like a, you know, the stalker of all stalkers, you know, and shit. And oh, Soy says, yeah, I got Audible too. Ooh, let me tell you guys, there is one audiobook I listened to, guys. It got me so hot and bothered, I had to pray for a half an hour, okay? The steam was coming out of my ears. I was like, whoo. I'm like, is this a divine intervention? This orgasm that's coming on? Like, I had to have a moment because the guy's voice was so sexy. It was like, no, it wasn't German accent. It was a Dutch accent. Ooh, I had to pause. I had to like get out of my chair and have a moment because, like, I would love to meet and like interview some of these narrators that we love and just be like, I'm like, I just have to keep it real with you. Your voice is super sexy. So continue doing what you do for a very long time, okay? You're like the closest to a man I will probably ever have in my life. So thank you. You know, all my mess aside here. Okay, let's see what else we got here, my friends. All right, so this looks like an episode of Cliffhanger. Good God. And Soy says, and Jenny says, I know. Yeah, but guys, let me tell you, the price of books. Okay, so like today, I actually had a chance to hang out in the live stream that, what was it, Remarkable Lisa and Lacey and Peace Love Books did today. It was juicy, guys. It was very juicy. And they were talking about a whole bunch of stuff, like the price of, like, for me, I even said that the price of books is really going up because, like, guys, books used to be, back in the day, they used to be like pushing it, like, let's say $6-7, okay? And and so I do stream both on YouTube and Twitch. And and so he says, yeah, there's some people with amazing voices out there. Fuck yes, okay? Especially in the romance category. There are some men that have this voice that makes me want to just take a whole damn turkey, put it in the oven, and baste it slowly with him behind me, okay? That's the ultimate fantasy right there. You turn on the George Michael, you're just, you know, you got that sexy man with you or that sexy woman with you or whatever you into, and they just helping you to baste that turkey. Yes! Okay. This is what I think about, guys. This is probably why I don't have a lot of friends, okay? I scare a lot of men off for this very reason. All right. And Jenny also says, that's where I get all my J.R. Ward books. My favorite narrator is Jim. Yeah, he's the guy that reads all the Black Dagger Brotherhood books. Yeah, he has a very sexy voice. And then I love when he does those slow, like, undulations, you know? Like, it makes you move your hips, you know? Especially when he's voicing Raph. That's what really cracks me up. He's all like, oh, Beth, you know? And I'm just sitting here like, I need a moment. Oh, I'll probably never be able to meet these people and talk to them with a straight face. No, I probably would. They're like my heroes, you know what I mean? And yeah, I've been reading a lot, guys. Like, I have so many audiobooks that I have an audiobook wrap up that I'm gonna be doing hopefully by Wednesday, because guys, I have this book that I am highest recommendation. The audiobook will blow your fucking mind. This narrator, she is incredible. Not only can she do an Irish accent, she got a the British accent down. Even the way that she voices the protagonist, legendary. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to share that on Wednesday. Oh, another place, guys, if you want to check out for books, it's been good to me, is Better World Books. And guys, I caved. I bought 2 more boxes. Damn it. I was trying not to, but guys, they have this sale right now. You get 4 used books or more, and they have this coupon code that's on the site, and it gives you like 25% off. But they have a bargain bin, and they also have a clearance bin, and you can search it by category, so you know a bitch went to romance. And I was like, bye. And I need to get some more Lisa Kleypas, because she's really fucking good too. And I love Tessa Dare, also really fucking good. And Soy says, but your personality is amazing. I don't understand why anyone would be scared of you. I mean, I'm a very confident woman, so I can understand. Like, there are some men where it's like, when you're like me and you have this really, it can be a lot for some men, but then there are some men who, you know, they love my personality, they think it's great, but a lot of people are scared of me though. Maybe it's my look or something. And but I dress really normal, guys, for my job and stuff. This is like the only time I really get to like fully express myself. Because my job that I have to look, you know, more like corporate, you know, more conservative and shit. But yeah, I love Better World Books. They got some bomb ass deals. Like, I'm probably gonna like purchase something. They have a great rewards program too. I just got like a rewards coupon for like I forgot how much off of my order, but I was like, damn. So I'm gonna use that on my birthday. I'm gonna get a shit ton of Lisa Kleypas, shit ton of Tessa Dare, a shit ton of BDSM romance, a shit ton of the smuttiest, steamiest, lickable books I can possibly get. It will be the best fucking birthday ever, guys. Okay? Living all in my fantasies. All right. But me being a hot mess. Let's continue here, guys. So this cliffhanger looking book, and it says new for November. It's part of the Silhouette Shadows, and it's called Treacherous Beauties. And this sister is just like, this is the reason why I don't like going on vacation. Ah! She's like falling down that waterfall and shit. No, that's like an avalanche. I don't blame the bitch. Like, I really don't. But I be, trust me, guys, I have them skis. I be, even though I didn't know how to ski, I would learn how to ski. Get the fuck away from them avalanches. Oh, also, guys, my heart goes out to the people in California that are dealing with those treacherous, okay, wildfires. Oh my fucking god. Like, I cannot even imagine how terrible that must be. I mean, people are losing their homes right now, so my heart really goes out to them, for real. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. And Jenny also says, I love Better World Books. Yeah, the proceeds, they do go, guys, to help literacy programs, because guys, reading is really important. Reading was the way that I got away from people like wanting to kick my ass. The library was the best thing ever, because I was like, oh, I don't have to go to recess and get my ass kicked, you know, by some punk ass, you know, young people. You know, I could just sit down in the library, open up my mind, yes, you know. And props to the librarian that actually gave a shit about me as a human being, so props to you, thank you. But that was like the one place I could escape from, you know, because I mean, here's the thing, guys, when you look like me, right, okay, and like people are automatically going to make fun of you, and when you sound like me, ooh bitch, okay, is a mess. But yeah, this looks really interesting, so let's see what this treacherous beauties and her, you know, running from a fucking avalanche. What is this about? All right, so it says every night Annabelle Levy's brother visited her and demanded her aid. Okay. And it says Anna was convinced she'd gone crazy. Alan had been killed a year ago. Oh shit. But when Anna could no longer resist his pleas, she went undercover to the isolated town where he died, intending to lay his ghost to rest. Oh, so this is like a ghost romance? I mean, that sounds weird, but all right. And it's by Cheryl Emerson. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see how that goes. All right. How many we got left in here? All right. So next here we have, man, these are some classics here. These like, this is very, very 80s sideburns. See, this is like the sitcom dad sideburns. It's like, hey, how you doing? How's school? You know? It's so ridiculous. Oh, and so it's like, it's really late. I have to go to sleep. I hope you sleep good. I'll follow this channel. You sound and look beautiful as fuck. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it, man. But good night, and also to the people on the YouTube. All right, thanks, Soy, man. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. I do this show twice a week, guys, Wednesdays and Thursdays. This is an exception because I got this damn mystery box and I had to fucking open it. But don't you worry, guys, we got back-to-back episodes because I'm doing another live because I'm going to reveal to you guys what I did over this lovely historical romance readathon that was hosted by Lacey, by Remarkable Lisa, and Peace Love Books. It was pretty good, actually. This readathon, it was really short though. I really wish they had done a week though, because I didn't have a chance to finish. I had like 4 books in my like audio books in my TBR, so I'm still gonna finish them up anyway, because I just started, guys, getting into historical romances. Like I just jumped into it like just recently, and I like some of them, but the problem I have with some of the historical romances is it makes guys look like they're all a bunch of assholes, which is not a fair representation, you know. And a lot of them are very misogynistic, and they kind of, and I get it because some of the books, because of the time period and also when it was written per se. But that's some of my issues with historical romance. So I tend to read more of, they're very, very hard to find, but I read a lot of like historical interracial romances. So for example, Civil Warriors by Tracy A. Ball, fucking loved it. Okay, it's very rare, guys, to have a book with a black woman. There's one moment where the main protagonist, who is a black woman, falls in love with an indigenous man. Very rare. And it's even more rare to find that in movies. But there's actually a movie, if I can find it, is actual movie with a black woman, I believe, who falls in love with a Native American man. It was fucking awesome. But I forgot the name of it. But if I find it, guys, I'll do a review on it for fucking sure. It's really fucking good. All right, so let's see what this is. By Barbara Faith. And this is my dark, my lover's eyes. That just sounds like it's going downhill from there. He's like, you know, I love you with my sitcom dad sideburns. And oh, Jenny says the older ones are better than the newer ones in historical romance these days. You know that I like some of the newer ones, but for me, I like it when it's historically accurate in a way. It doesn't have to be perfect, because nothing's perfect. But I like it when, like with Tracy A. Ball, guys, she actually did the research for that time period. So it made it very realistic, and that's what made the story, to me, besides her compelling characters, really come to life. But like some of the books I've read, you know, I know Lisa Kleypas, a lot of people go hard for her, but I was I was listening to I think it's called Someone's Watching Over Me. I had to DNF that one. It was so fucking boring. And like right in the beginning of the book, they're like, oh, all these people died, tra la 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 la, you know, and it's just like no respect for death, you know. And she's just like freaking out. She's like, who am I? Ah! And he's just like, well, we'll figure it out, you dumb bitch. You know, I just didn't really care for that. That's just my impression of it. But my favorite Lisa Kleypas book that I've read so far is Suddenly You. Oh my gosh, guys, that book is so sick because you have a strong female protagonist. You know, she's very progressive, and the man that is with her like respects her and shit, you know. I mean, he still has his little misogynistic tendencies, you know, but it's still good though. It's really fucking good. All right, so let's see what this one is about. So it says, take a walk on the dark side of love. I like that. I think I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. No, I won't do that. All right. then you know people are gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of love do you like? You're like, you know, you're like, oh, she's into dark romance. Oh, you know, guys, I actually got some dark romance books. I cannot wait to review those because I've never really gotten into dark romance. And I got some mafia romances too. They seem really interesting because mafia romance is really, really popular. But see, mafia romances, some of them can be good, but then some of them still have some of those inaccurate and problematic issues that I have with historical romance. But maybe I'll do a separate episode talking about that, like ranting on that shit. But let's continue here, guys. So it says, married to a stranger. It says Julie Fleming had come to tutor young Vico Vega, not marry his darkly fascinating father, Raphael. Ho ho ho! This is gonna be good. And I'm so extra, y'all, but let me continue here. So it says, but somehow, in caring for his son, Julie had fallen under Raphael's spell, and now she was married to a man who people whispered had killed his first wife. Ooh, that sounds really dark. That's really that has like Addams Family Value vibes in there. Oh my gosh, I love that movie. I love Fester's love interest. I forgot her name now, but she's like, there's one part of the movie where she's like, tell me, Fester, do you really love me? Then prove it, you know. that was so morbid, but it was funny though. See, Addams Family is one of those shows like you really have to appreciate dark sense of humor. It's just like very classic movie. It has a cult following. It's called Heathers. That movie. Oh, that's a dark romance right there. But it's still good though. And Death Becomes Her, guys, also recommend. Like, come on. Glenn Close, Goldie Hawn, what more do you need? Okay? But yeah, this sounds... It's like, oh, so tell me what your husband does. Well, let's just say he takes a walk on the dark side of, you know. No. Okay. So... yeah, so that sounds really interesting. So it's got some crazy husband vibes. So, you know, if you're into the crazy husband romances, this might be for you. Da-da-da. See, I like the nice guys, okay? You know, I noticed in the romance genre, for as much as I've been reading it and studying it throughout the years, like, I've come to a couple of conclusions. Like, I was talking to my mother about this a couple of days ago. Number one, women love bad men. Like, really dangerous bad men in their romances. Like some of the top genres, though, I would say is, yeah, definitely mafia romance, age gap, motorcycle club, the friends to enemies. Some people are not really into slow burn, but some are. But yeah, I've noticed that a lot of women within the romance book community like love a dangerous man. They like them bad men. But for me, maybe I'm just a wimp. I like a nice guy. You know, I like that guy who's at the coffee shop making coffee, you know, and or like that guy at the library busting his ass reading them books, you know. Did you want to know the name of which one? The one that I showed just now, or what? So I can get it. This one is by Barbara Faith. So if you're into stalker husbands, here you go. The Dark My Lover's Eyes. Yeah, I just don't like the stalker books, because for me, I'm just like, this could actually fucking happen. No thank you. Don't give people ideas. And oh, Jenny says, now I love my MC romances. Yeah, a lot of women love them really bad guys, man. And not all guys. Like, here's the other thing, guys. Let's debunk some myths here. Just because a guy rides a motorcycle or is into cars, that doesn't mean he's a bad man. Okay? Like, but you guys, ladies, and to the fellas too, you know, because we're LGBTQIA plus friendly on this program, you guys let me know, why do you like dangerous men? Like, what is it about dangerous men in romance novels that like turns you on? Because for me, I'm just like, this is not cute, you know. Like, but that's just my preferences, but I just don't get turned on by, like, you know, a guy that's just like angry all the fucking time. And that's another thing I noticed, is some women really like these romance books where the guy is like super alpha and like, you know, it's not like a BDSM kind of relationship or like dominant sub kind of relationship, you know. It's like a really angry guy that like treats the woman like shit or something, or treats their partner like crap, and it's like a turn on. I'm just trying to understand the logic, not judging, but I'm trying to understand the logic, because like to me, like, a healthy relationship is not healthy, you know. So, and romance, yeah, it's about fantasy, you know, it's that allure, you know. But when I see that like abusive relationships or just like really bad guys, you know, there's nothing wrong with, like, let's say the guy was bad in his past and he like redeems himself. That I can read. Like, I love that, you know, because it's like it's showing the, you know, the guy is maturing and understanding the wrongs of his ways to become a better man. That makes sense to me. But when like the book is like, you know, he just doesn't give a shit, he thinks like all women are bitches and shit, I'm just like, I can't. Like, I cancel out at that point. But all right, so we got a couple more here. Let's see. Ooh, okay guys, we got another autograph copy. This is Night Mischief by Nina Bruns. It's part of the Dark Enhancement series, or Enhancements. Wow. This is the Dark Enchantment series. So we have that. And oh, and Jenny says it's not all danger is the adventure for some of them, but I feel like the majority of them, it's like more of advocating like he's bad, you know, and like she's my bitch, you know, like that's like majority of the books that I've read in that like particular genre. Some have the adventure part where it's like, okay, well, you know, it's enemies to lovers. He was a bad guy, but he like learned his ways and turned himself around. That's what I like to read. I don't like to read the ones where it's like he doesn't learn anything, but she still falls in love with him. It's like, and I mean, don't get me wrong, that can actually happen in real life. But another part of me is like, I don't think it's good to promote that all the time, because to me, I feel that that's like telling women like, you know, you have to be like, you have to be submissive to the alpha male and do what he says, and you gotta be a bitch, you know, or you have to have slutty tendencies. You know, it's not like I said before, it's not like let me give a good example of it. Okay, like in BDSM, where you have like the, you know, the master and the slave, there's different degrees of it, but there's a sex appeal to it, and it's not all like directed towards like the dark romance genre of books. Like sometimes it's done in a way where it is like tasteful, but then sometimes it's done in a way where you're just like, this is not a healthy relationship. And I noticed that sometimes within this genre, a good majority of these books get promoted. And in the books where they kind of have that balance, they don't always get promoted. So that's some of my, I'm gonna do a rant video, guys, on some of my issues with the romance like book community and my issues with some of the genres. Because like, I feel that sometimes, you know, people are going to read what they're going to read because they're comfortable with what they're comfortable with. But at the same time, I still think that if you're going to, you know, make those books, then you can also make books where the men are being respectable, or they're you know, there's some type of transition. Because there's sometimes a problem with the romance genre is it gives a stereotypical implication to men and women, and even I've read like same-sex books too, and there are some issues in there too, because they're like, for example, I was reading one, I DNF'd it right away because it was giving a very stereotypical implication about gay men and gay men relationships as an example. Or I've read some where like this is also an issue in like interracial romance too sometimes, where the actual romance is not treated like an interracial couple is a couple. But sometimes the problem I have with interracial romance is like it's just focusing on the race, and that's like it's not like the actual formation of the relationship and then explaining the external issues that can affect an interracial couple as an example. So that's sometimes my problem I have with romance, is sometimes it gives this, it's fantasy, yes, but sometimes it gives these unrealistic standards of how a relationship is supposed to be. It's like, okay, well, men, you gotta be this way, and women, you have to be this way. You know, there's still some like classism in the romance genre that I think creates some of the stereotypical problematic issues of why some people avoid the genre for that very reason, which it is a little bit unfair, but I can understand the people who are sometimes against the romance genre is because of some of those issues. Like, if you're gonna promote those books that have all the bad guys and all that, fine, but also promote the books that have these realistic male characters as well. I think there should be a little more of a spectrum instead of like it being one-sided. That's just me. I just like to see different degrees within romance, you know? But like I said, to each its own, but that's just some of the issues that I have. Because like, I would like, for example, for more men to read romance, and there are some that do. And to those of you, to the guys that have been checking out my romance books for men recommendations, I will keep those going for you guys, because I feel men are left out in this community, you know? There's and this is just me, I feel that sometimes there's this stereotype about like, if men read romance books, it's like it's not cool or only gay men read romance books, which is definitely not correct, because from time to time I do get comments from all kinds of men who read romance. So we also have to acknowledge men in this community, just like how we acknowledge women in the community. And yes, women do dominate this genre, but I'm noticing now things are changing now. We're seeing LGBT romance authors, you know, and that's been around for a very long time, guys, actually. But we're also seeing that men are interested. So that's why I started to include having recommendations for men as well, because I don't want them to feel left out in this community. I think their voices are just as valid as anybody's voice in the you know, romance booktuber community. But that's just my opinion. I'll do a separate video talking about it. I'm still doing research because I want to give, in my opinion, definitely, but I want to give a fair evaluation. But that's just something I've noticed, is that sometimes men feel like they don't want to be a part of the community because of the books that are being presented. But there are men, though. It's still a minority, but shout outs to the male authors. There are some that are writing within the romance genre, so we should also be promoting them as well, because I think that would also help men to feel comfortable, you know, being a part of this community. So I take, you know, I'll do my due diligence to make sure that I'm making recommendations, you know, not only for, you know, women, but for men, for the LGBTQIA community as an ally, you know, and things like that. Because I feel, for me, you know, love is love. Everybody wants to feel love. And I think that if we reflect that in the community, I think that it would help to make the community even better. And it would also, on the external side, help the book industry to see that these voices also want to be incorporated as well. You know, like if I ever go to BookCon, I would love to see male authors there, LGBTQIA authors there, heterosexual authors there, you know, my people, white people, whoever, and see this multiculturalism and intersectionality, which is a reflection of our society. But library has been open. But that's just how I feel. And Jenny says, oh, try Tanny Lynn Vale. Okay, her MC series, all the MC members are cops, firefighters, and ex-service members. Ooh, that sounds juicy. Okay, I'll put it on my TBR. Oh god, my TBR, guys, will never end. Like, it'll never end. Because see, I still have, let's see, Black Dagger. I'm trying to get through my series first. So I have Black Dagger Brotherhood. I'm leaving Vampire Chronicles for last because I'm a huge stan for it. So I really want to go through it with y'all. But I got Black Dagger Brotherhood. Coinciding that, I try to read 3 series a month through the month. So I'm reading Black Dagger Brotherhood right now. I'm also reading Ellen Schreiber's Vampire Kisses series, Manufic. It is wonderful. I'm also probably going to start, which other series am I reading right now? No, I think those are the 2 that I picked. I might try to start Sarah J Maas, because I want to see what the big deal is, because I swear people go hard for her in this community. They're like, Sarah J Maas, like, you guys like were telling me like, I want to hear your opinions on it, but I'm like, are you sure? Because you see, I'm very savage and I keep it real when it comes to my opinion, so I don't hold back. Okay. Oh no, actually today I'm not doing a reading sprint. I'm gonna keep that for Wednesday. But today's bonus episode, guys, I'm actually going to be reacting to other booktubers' opinions on some of the booktube topics that they're talking about. So I got a really good video I'm gonna be reacting to, because I always like hearing other booktubers' opinions about the community or some of the issues that they find problematic, and I love giving my 2 cents on it. So it'll be interesting. But all right, let's continue here, guys. All right, so yeah, this is an autographed copy. Yes, okay. Night Mischief, Nina Bruns. So let's see here. Look inside here. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Okay, so it says, what good could come with a bargain with the devil? Yeah, not anything good. I don't think so. Okay, so it says, burdened by her responsibility to the Order of the Quadrille, Lady Dawn Maybank never imagined or imagines that her thoughtless spoken spell could conjure up the worst nightmare, a demon of vengeance. Or that this demon, Galen McMadness, these are some crazy ass names, okay? But just wait till we get into the wonderful world of them sexy Highlander romances. I love me a Highlander daddy, good God, yes. But I digress. So it says, will propose a trade that could finally earn Dawn the respect she sought her entire life. Because in the exchange for the Demon Stone, a long lost diamond for which her father has been searching his whole life, Dawn will spend 5 nights in the simply handsome demon's bed. Yeah, that's another thing. Women like some demon men. I see a lot of demon romances, shape-shifting demon romances, so a lot of y'all have some Buffy the Vampire Slayer complexes. No, I'm a mess. And then look at me, I'm talking shit, but you know, I like me, you know, some paranormal romance. But yeah, that sounds really good. So apparently, you know, she got in a bed with a demon. See, that's a complex relationship because it's like, you know, you got to report to Satan. That's a tough job, okay? No, thank you. All right, so yeah, autographed copy. Very grateful for that. All right, what else we got here? All right, so we have another one here. It's called Veiled Truth by Vivi Anna. So we have that. So it says, she didn't trust the secretive damper, but something about him called to her. So it says, 5 years ago, virginal. Oh, here we go. Good old virgin romance. Here we go. Lyra, it's like Magic Sea or something like that. Okay. And, or Meg is, had fled a powerful Dhampir, Theron Lenore's advances. But now an ancient text the Dhampir possesses holds the key to solving murderers that have plagued Negropolis. All right, so this one is they're solving crimes together. That's pretty cool. So think of like Angel meets like Blood Ties or something like that. That show is popping, guys. I was so sad when it got canceled, but I heard they had like a DVD box set. I love the guy that plays I forgot his name, but he plays the vampire and he's very smexy. He's very sexy to me. Yeah, it's cool. All right, so we got that, and we got like 4 more in here. Okay, so this one is Sentinel's Jaguar Knight. Okay, it's shifter time, guys. It's shapeshifter time. Okay, so apparently he's got the beast of the Jaguar. All right, so let's see what this one is about. So it says, at dusk he prowled the southwest, a huge sleek back jaguar with startling blue eyes and a man's thoughts. A shape-shifting sentinel, Dolan Trevino, that's a sexy name, like Trevino, okay? Projected an intensely animalistic aura that hid his scars of his past. See, all these books about people getting burned and shit from their past. They're just like, oh, my life, it sucks, but you make it better. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. All right. So it says here, continuing, yet as fierce as his pride was, this immensely powerful guardian needed the intuition and spirit of an innocent horse trainer to find redemption. The moment he set foot on her ranch, see all the, like, I have a lot of country books here, so I have like a cowboy hat. If ever, you know, I do another reading vlog or reading sprint with this, I will wear my cowboy hat with this, because you know you gotta get in the mood. Okay, all right. So it says Megan Lawrence rejected the shapeshifter's protection, but she couldn't turn her back on her family's legacy. Her mother had died, and someone's always dying in these books. It's like it's like a Korean drama trope, or like, oh, well, typical Asian drama trope is there's always someone either dying from like tuberculosis or some fucked up disease. It's sad, y'all. It's really sad. But I love some Asian dramas, so I have another show where I talk about Asian dramas and stuff. It's called The Affordable Critic. Definitely check it out. All right, so it says here, yeah, so it says, yeah, her mother had died, protecting a magical manuscript that the Sentinel's dark counterparts would do anything to recover. All right, so that sounds actually really exciting. So I am currently reading a shifter romance. I gotta finish that one up. It's called Marcus by M.A. Gonzalez. I love that bitch. She is so fierce, guys. She is everything. Go check out her Instagram, guys, because she be having some sexy men on that Instagram. It gives me some inspiration. Good God. Okay, I would love to interview some of these cover models and stuff. Ooh, that would be fun too. I'll be like, are those abs real or are they photoshopped? Okay. We have fun time here, guys. Okay, so I think I got one more here besides this one. All right, so this one is Dark Lies by Viviana. So I got that one. So let's see what this one is about. So it says, what dark secret was she hiding? Oh, okay, this one we got some this is a crime romance. So, but paranormal crime romance. That sounds interesting. All right, so it says, when the Otherworld Crime Unit reconvenes to investigate a ritualistic murder, werewolf. Ooh, I like me the werewolf. Hashtag werewolf daddies. Yes. Okay. See, all my tea is spilled, so. So now I'm gonna have people in the comment section being like, hashtag werewolf daddy. I need to make a t-shirt, guys, of all this shit that I say. It sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's like, what? Okay, but let's continue here. All right, so when Otherworld Crime Unit reconvenes to investigate a ritualistic murder, werewolf Jace Jericho can barely set aside his past and his hatred of humanity to work with the team's newest member. As far as Jace is concerned, police rookie Tala Channing has two strikes against her. One, she's human. Two, something about her drives him wild with desire. And Jenny says, hashtag I agree. Yeah, I think I should make a hashtag, just like yeah, werewolf, like romance book daddy or something. Yeah, I'm waiting for the people, especially on Twitter. Book Twitter, guys. I could not believe how much of like a hot mess book Twitter can be, but like book Twitter, they let you have it. Like they're just like, no, we are not having any of this werewolf daddy shit, okay? Oh man, I love the older daddies. Like that's like, honestly guys, that's like 50% of the romance that I read. I swear, it's just like just older men, you know, like being with like a woman, they're like 20s or 30s or something like that. I'm just like, that's hot, yo. So that's just me. And he's like successful, he's got his shit together. You know, sometimes if he's a little bit cocky, that doesn't bother me, but if he treats the woman right, that's what is important to me. It does not get me like hot and bothered where the woman's just like, he never treats me right. I'm just like, that is not hot, okay? All right. All right, guys, so we got one more here. Can finally like throw this dusty ass box. Oh, good God. I'm being a mess. Okay, so here's the final one, guys. This is another Nocturne one. This cover is really nice. Like, look at that, my friends. So this must be a ghost romance. So they did a good job, guys. I mean, I got a whole plethora of like paranormal romance, some regular romance, and all of that. All right, so, and I'll show you all of them again one more time, just in case, for those of you who are just like coming in to check out the show and you didn't see what I got. So I'll clean them. I have my cleaning cloth, so I'll clean them. Fuck it, we'll do that. All right, so this one is called Immortal Bride. All right, let's see what this is about. So it says, a jealous evil, a love that transcends death, a prophecy foretold. Ooh, this sounds juicy. Okay. For generations, local residents have whispered about an evil menace lurking near the shore of the Lake of Tears. The recent murderer of landowner. Why half of these books have murder? What is going on? What is going on? Like, half of the synapses I've read, someone is murdered, somebody is trying to figure out their horrible past, a psycho husband. Like, this is a mess. Okay, so all right, so it says the recent murder of landowner Damian Grade's bride Olivia confirms the worst. Now confused and heartbroken, Olivia's spirit survives death and seeks vengeance upon the man she desired more than life itself. The man that she now suspects was her killer, Damien. The fuck? What is going on, guys? Like, half of these books are about murder, crazy ex-husband. We got some crime romances, couple vampire romances, a shapeshifter romance, maybe possibly some time travel. This is the craziest lot of books I have ever received. Okay, so let me get them all together. Okay, let me get them all. Yeah, let me clean them. So I got my alcohol here. And oh, and Jenny says, what? That's weird. Yeah, it's weird to me because, see, for me, okay, most of the romances that I read are like vampire romance and stuff. And it does happen, you know, let's say someone gets kidnapped or like there's some crazy ass guy or something, like ever so often. But what I find funny is with these Harlequin romances, that's like 99% of like some of them in the like Nocturne series a little bit. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. I'm just like, crazy ex-husbands and shit. And don't get me wrong, this can happen in real life, okay? Like, you can have a crazy ex-husband or a crazy ex-boyfriend or a crazy ex-girlfriend or just a crazy ass friend. Guys, have you seen the fucking movie The Roommate? Bitch, that made me never want to ever live with someone for a while. Like, that movie was so crazy, yo. That movie was crazy. Like that, like her roommate, because at first she's like super nice. She's like, oh hi, I'm your roommate, and she's like, all right, cool, yeah. And then all of a sudden she slowly starts like invading her life and shit, like. And then she sees her boyfriend. He's like, hi, I'm the boyfriend, and she's all like, hi, you know, like. And then she like puts on her like. She finds a wig with like her hair, or I haven't watched it in a long time, but that movie was fucking crazy. Like, that made me not want to talk to anyone like for a very long fucking time. Like, that movie was crazy. And oh, Jenny says, yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, it is The Roommate. Like, that movie was so fucking crazy. That was crazy. And oh, and Jenny's like, it's like single wife, free male is free. Yeah, people love like a psychotic like person in their like, because that movie is considered like a thriller in a way. Like, people love psychotic like thrillers. I'm not really into thrillers like that, but that one was good though. I mean, it does have a lot of tropes and shit, but it's still fucking good. Because it's just like, she's like, you just see the subtle psycho crazy, just like, it just gets worse and worse until the end of the movie where she's trying to fucking kill everybody. I'm like, the fuck? Like, I was watching it with a friend of mine and I turned to them and I'm just like, I don't ever want to have fucking friends. We're both laughing. We're both laughing because we're just like, this makes you want to like never have friends ever. Like, you just want to hang out by yourself. All right, let me go and get my cleaning cloth here. Might as well do this. And then also, guys, check out my, thank you so much, guys. You guys almost got me to like 100 followers on my Instagram, which is at bookshade1. Thank you so much for that. I actually got some new backgrounds to take pictures of like the books and stuff. I'll be doing that later on today too. Oh, and Jenny says, I'm not either, nor am I into horror movies. And I always ask this question, but why are a lot of people in the booktube community not into horror movies? I know there are some, but I've noticed that that's like a consensus. Like, a lot of people are like, I don't like horror. Or if I say sometimes, like, if I'm in a live or something like that with some other booktubers and stuff, and I say like, oh, I like paranormal romance and I like horror and I like vampires and all that, werewolves and shit, and then like sometimes people are like, I don't like horror movies. Nothing wrong with that, but I do find it interesting. There's a lot of people within this community that do not like horror movies. I find it fascinating. I wonder why. Because there's like different degrees of horror. Like, for me, I'm not into gore. I cannot handle any of that gory ass shit, so it is not my cup of tea. But I mainly watch like vampire movies, and I do enjoy the classics, you know, like Bela Lugosi's Dracula, you know, and I enjoy that. Or like Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, like fuck yes, you know. Dracula's Daughter is another classic. It doesn't get as much praise though as Dracula does, but like the Hammer films, that's when like Dracula really started to like amp up the sex appeal, was when, like, with some of the Hammer films, like, and then I also like Frank Langella as Dracula too. He has that very 70s like sexy guy like kind of maybe that's just my thing. But yeah, I just find it interesting. And Jenny says, I've never been into horror movies, them horror movies. Yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of my friends too, they're just like, they think I'm like fucking crazy too. They're just like, you love so much horror, like what the fuck, you know? And I'm like, look, I have my limits though. Like, I'm not into the horror where, you know, someone's running with like a fucking chainsaw and like I just can't handle that part. But if it's like vampire movies, if it's like ghost movies, you know, one of my favorite shows, I am such a stan for Jennifer Love Hewitt, and like I always forget her name. That's so terrible, but like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like stuff like that. Like there's a movie called or a TV show, it was called The Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Golden show. Like, I love that show. Oh, you watch Poltergeist? Yeah, that'll do it. I tell people, when it comes to horror movies, you gotta introduce it in small doses. You know, you don't go from like, you know, nothing to Poltergeist, because Poltergeist will fuck with you. Okay, it's just like The Exorcist. Like, I wouldn't recommend The Exorcist for like beginners in horror, because it gets crazy, especially as like you watch the sequels and some of the other, it's so fucked up. So I don't recommend those type of movies right away, or like Silence of the Lambs or Hannibal, because it's really it's some fucked up shit. You know, I would start off with something casual. I mean, it's still, you know, depending on the type of gore level you can handle, but like something like Interview with the Vampire, or see, I'm biased, but like Queen of the Damned or The Ghost Whisperer, or and it can get gory, but you know, a lot of people are used to it though. Supernatural, Vampire Diaries, if you're into more of the soap opera, even the spin-off, the originals, I have to watch that. Oh, and you don't like those. Yeah, see, everybody has different tastes, but you know, you kind of have to start light with horror. You know, you can't really jump from like nothing to like, you know, a real extreme like gore, because it'll turn you off. You know, it's just like zombie movies. I fucking hate zombies, man. But the only exception I will make is iZombie, because it was well written, and it's actually a great show. But one of my wonderful friends had to introduce me to the great movie called Zombieland, which is a comedy, but it's so gross. It turned me off from zombie movies. I was just like, no thank you. I'm like, I'm gonna stick to my vampires and be in my safe space. my horror safe space. I'll stick to my Addams Family and my monsters, and I love Elvira. Oh my gosh, guys, Elvira, like, she made horror so loving, you know. I love watching the Elvira movies. It was good. She was good. Yeah, Zombieland was really fucking gross. Like, I agree. I will never fucking ever watch that movie again. Just the intro to the movie, you're just, for me, it just makes me sick. I'm just like, The Walking Dead, I know a lot of people like it, but no thank you. I'll just stick to my vampire movies, you know. I like sexy vampire movies. That's just maybe me, you know. And I like the classics, you know. But like, I can't get into the like, let's chainsaw a zombie and beat them with a baseball bat. That was so gross. Like, and I know it was meant to be comical, but I was like, damn, you know. And I also like, outside of horror, I do like a lot of historical movies. So, you know, I do like a lot of like Jane Austen. I like Jane Austen like spin-offs and stuff like that. But yeah, I really can't. And I clean my books, guys, with alcohol, because what can happen sometimes is these books can come like dirty, and you just don't want to put that on your shelf, especially with what's going on now. So, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize them by like type. So I have all of like the Nocturne ones together, and the Shadow ones together. I think the next box that I get, I think I'll just request just for the Silhouette Nocturne ones, because some of the other ones I don't think I would be into. But you know, I'm starting to read a little bit more out of my comfort zone, guys. Like, I would never ever consider reading like a mafia romance, but I got some mafia romances now, and you guys introduced me to shapeshifter romances, and I was like, fuck those shapeshifters, you know. And but now I'm really into the shapeshifter series. I gotta finish reading The Enforcer by Abigail Owen, and guys, she's coming out with another book, 5th book. That's gonna be fucking good. Because this book is about Drake, and you know me, hashtag older daddy complex. But that one's supposed to be really good, so I'll have to get back on that. I have to finish Marcus by M.A. Gonzalez. I have another one I have to finish. And the audio book for this one, guys, was 12 fucking hours, but it was worth it. It's so good. All right. And Jenny says, oh, now I like Queen of the Damned and Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, they're both excellent movies. I will say I do lean more towards Interview with the Vampire, though, because Anne Rice was involved with that one. So you can tell that it was just it was done better in my personal opinion. Queen of the Damned, they just slapped together like 2 books in the series, because technically Queen of the Damned is the queen of some parts of Queen of the Damned and the autobiography of Lestat, which is the second book in the Vampire Chronicles, and that one is called The Vampire Lestat. So like the beginning of Queen of the Damned is like the opening of the Vampire Lestat, and then they just kind of jumble it with like little bits and pieces of Queen of the Damned. But I won't lie, guys, the eroticism in that movie, so hot. But that's just me. And Jenny says it depends on who you are reading the paranormal genres. Yeah, you know, paranormal romance, guys, I have to say though, it has a spectrum as well, because like what's happening now to the paranormal genre, and this is, it's, I feel like it's going to cause people to be turned off from paranormal romance in the future, is they're kind of putting the same tropes, unpopular opinion, but they're putting the same trope problems like you see within the YA and mature YA genres. For me, I don't consider YA a genre. It's a marketing thing. Like YA in the past used to be a genre, but then YA turned into a movie genre, because it seemed like every YA book that came out a couple months later, like Vampire Academy, there's a movie. There's that Fallen series or whatever. I heard those movies were garbage, but that's a movie now, you know? So I don't consider, to me, YA a genre. It's just because of the way that it's treated. I think it's more of a marketing thing than a genre. But I call it a genre just because that's the generalized term that everybody kind of is associated with it. But when you really think about YA, and I'll be doing a separate video on that, it's more marketing, because like a lot of those book series, people don't really remember them. There's very few, you know? So yeah, it has, YA has its issues. And Jenny says, yeah, Interview was more in line with the books. That is true though. Oh my gosh, Interview with the Vampire was point on point, really connected with the book. Once again, I think it's because of Anne Rice's involvement, because Queen of the Damned, it would have been a better movie than what it was made to be if she was involved, because it's all over the place. Like the beginning of the movie is like the opening of the Vampire Lestat, and then there are some characters that are missing, you know, that are in Queen of the Damned that play vital roles or supplementary roles to the story, because technically Queen of the Damned, guys, is the history of the vampires. Just like the Mayfair Witches, like the Witching Hour really helps to establish the history of the witches. And then you have books like Blackwood Farm, which are these hybrids of bringing the witches and the vampires together. You know, so if you don't thoroughly read Queen of the Damned and thoroughly read like the Witching Hour and all that, and Taltos and all that, it makes it kind of hard to, or if you watch the movie too, it makes it hard for you to understand. You're like, okay, you know, it's just all over the place, Queen of the Damned. But the main reason why I support it though is because there's an interracial couple, and I appreciate that, because it's very rare, guys, that you see interracial couples in vampire movies. Like it's very very rare. Okay, it's very, very rare. So when I see it, I support it. Okay, all right, so let me continue cleaning these. Not getting too much dirt on these, but but yeah, next time I'm gonna probably request more of the Nocturne ones, because these are in much better condition than some of the older ones. But yeah, I have some problems with paranormal romance sometimes, because it has some of those, like I said, it has some of those trope problems with YA. Like they have to like throw a romance in there for the sake of it. It's not like organic sometimes. or some books, which is fine. You know, I enjoy some smut, but like I like when the smut has like purpose. Sometimes like these romance books now, it's just smutty to be smutty. Like there's no purpose to the smut. It's not like a natural attraction or something. It's just like, okay, well, let's just throw the sex in because we know it's going to sell. And here's the thing, guys, whether we like it or not, books are all about marketing now. It's not always about the storyline. Sometimes it's like, okay, let's just get a whole bunch of tropes that we know people like, and let me tell you guys, don't mind a lot of these people who are in the book community. They do heavily pay attention to the man, my hair is like, this is like a mess. There we go. But they do pay attention to the booktube community, because we do, not only as booktubers, but you guys also as our audiences, we do drive the direction of trends, you know? So a lot of times when people say, I'm so sick and tired of seeing all these romance books with the same fucking tropes over and over, well, they're paying attention to what, you know, our buying habits. So this is why it's really important to diversify, even in romance, to diversify your reads too, because that's telling, you know, people who are in PR and marketing, like, oh, we should like make maybe more books like this and things like that. So, and oh, Jenny has opened the can of worms. And Jenny says it's like when I went to see Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. Man, this hair is like all in my, okay, there we go. It's like I went to see Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, and I sat between two Tolkien fans, and there was like, that's not in the book, and in another one. Yeah, but let me tell you guys, I always, if I can, I always try to avoid going to the movie theater, because sometimes the super fans, even though I respect them, you know, because there's some fandom that I take, you know, maybe I take a little bit too seriously, but when it comes to things like Star Trek, Star Wars, which I'm not really into like that, but yeah, like Star Trek, Star Wars, like big fandoms like The Witcher and shit like that, I would never go to a movie theater, because I know like there could be a possibility that like the super fans or something would ruin it for me and I wouldn't enjoy it anymore. I mean, I appreciate, don't get me wrong, I appreciate like debates and stuff, and like, you know, learning more about the world and that type of stuff, but it gets annoying when you go to the theater and let's say you're sitting between like, you know, two super fans and are like, this movie's fucking terrible, it's not accurate. And it's like, I just want to enjoy the movie, you know? But yeah, that's just me though, you know? I mean, you guys know I am a super fan of, you know, of course, you know, vampire romances and stuff like that, but I won't lie, you know, I've kind of learned, you know, where to, you know, amp up my super fandom, like with my friends and stuff, versus when, you know, I'm at the theater. Like, I try to be respectful, you know, and not be like extra like that, because I know for some people, you know, I'm just being considerate. I know it's gonna turn some people off. Another example of this is like the anime community. You know, it's the same thing. Like, sometimes people get turned off by anime just because of like some of the fandoms that take their stuff so seriously that it turns off newcomers from anime. So for me, I always try to be an inclusive person, to understand that when it comes to certain passions or hobbies or fandoms that I have, I try to be considerate for the people who are new, so that they don't feel socially awkward, you know? So like, let's say you have like an anime club or something. It's very important, guys, to make sure that your anime club or your book club or whatever is welcoming to people of all different, you know, hobbyist levels. Now, there's nothing wrong if you have a club with people who have maybe more intermediate or advanced, like, geek and knowledge or whatever, you know, fine. But I think it helps the community when we have more inclusive communities that don't scare people off from the fandom. Because what starts to happen is, this is the reason why, guys, some fandoms disappear, is because of some of the stuff that I'm talking about, you know? And oh, Jenny says, I learned my lesson when I went to see Return of the King by myself. Abso-fucking-lutely. This is why I don't go to the movie theaters, guys. You know, it's not like me being like, I'm a fucking hipster, you know, like, all jokes aside. But shout outs to all the hipsters out there. But for me, that's the reason why I don't go to the movie theater, is because I know, and I'm not trying to generalize all super fans, because I'm a super fan of some shit, you know, like, I really like cosplay and stuff. I'm a super fan of that. But I've learned that you kind of have to learn how to regulate your fandom levels, because I try to want more people, you know, like more adults being interested in these things, and to not feel like, oh, you know, I don't belong here. Because I felt like that, guys. Like, I'm involved with some fandoms where I don't feel like I'm accepted, you know, and it's not a good feeling. So if you have something like an anime club, a book club and stuff, try to be considerate, you know, and try to welcome new members, or, you know, people who may be visiting or whatever, and making an inclusive space so that people feel welcome. And here's the thing, guys, the best thing you can do is, when you make something inclusive, it will spread like wildfire. Like, for example, let's say it's a paranormal romance book club, and the person comes and they're like, oh my gosh, guys, I went to this paranormal romance book club and it was great. Okay, like, they were all accepting, they were super nice, they made me feel welcome. You know what, guys, do you want to, you know, this weekend they're having something, event or something, you want to come? That's how you build a club. This is especially important when you're in college, okay? Because in college, just like in life in general, it's very easy to build these like cliques and stuff, and you know, you hang out with people that you know, okay? That's logical, right? But sometimes there's certain fandoms that the reason why I'm not a part of it is because it's just like, it's an exclusive thing, and it's like, if you don't have the same like geek level as another person does, then it's like they just make you feel ostracized. So that's the reason why, to me, I always try to include new people, even if they don't like it, but just to make them feel welcome. And sometimes that can change their mind, or other times they're like, I'm just not into that shit. So if you're in a fandom, you know, if you want more people to be interested in it, you have to make them feel welcome, you know, and make it easy for them to feel included, you know. And if you have a fandom community where you just want people who are interested in a certain thing, that's fine. But you just have to remember that sometimes, like, if the fandom is not welcoming, this is how people write articles talking about, like, oh, the romance book community, they're so fucking stuck up and blah blah blah. And it's probably because that person had a really bad experience within, let's say, the, you know, Romance Landia, or they had a bad experience within the romance, maybe booktube community, and that's what compelled them to have that opinion. And you know, you're entitled to your opinion, of course, but when you make spaces more welcome and inclusive and less cliquish, it makes the reputation of the entire community look better. But that's just me though. But that's just how I feel about it, because a lot of times, you know, when I check out, you know, I'm checking out other booktubers or newer booktubers and stuff, and I'll be checking out, like, sometimes what people say in their comment sections, and the number one thing that I see is, like, people are like, man, I wish I could make friends in the booktube community, but it's really hard. And I think what makes it tough is because, let's just keep it real, booktube has a lot of cliques. You know, you have your romance booktube community clique, you got your fantasy clique, you got your history clique, and how about you're a person that's like you know, you're multifaceted and you like multiple genres, but then you don't want to, like, let's say join the fantasy book community, but maybe you're interested in the romance book community. Sometimes it's hard because then people may feel that you're turning, it's interesting, like people feel like you're turning their back against them, or you're not being consistent. So this is the reason why I made the conscious decision. This is just me. There are fandoms that I'm interested in and I'm involved in, but I do it on my own terms. I don't fully heavily participate because of those reasons, because I know eventually people may think that I'm a hypocrite because I'm involved with multiple fandoms. Do you see how complicated this is, guys? I'm talking some real shit here, okay? Good God. All right, so what else? I got some more get these Nocturne ones cleaned. But yeah, fandom is really complicated, guys. I've been reading so much on the complexities of fandoms and stuff. It's very fascinating. It really is. Right? Let's see here. Get some more of these here. But yeah, I've noticed that fandoms can be very complex. There's so many advanced fandoms and clubs and groups and stuff. So I would just advise to, you know, those of you who are new to fandoms, my dad says this best because my father is a very wise man, but he always says study your environment first before you participate in it. And when it comes to fandoms, even with BookTube, guys, to be transparent with you, because that's how I am, I did observe BookTube for some time before I got involved with it. Because number one, before joining any type of hobbyist community or any type of fandom, you gotta make sure that you feel comfortable with it and it's right for you. And then number two, you just want to make sure that, you know, let's say the people who get like cool with you, or you got booktuber friends and stuff, that they understand the type of person that you are. So always be yourself around, you know, other booktubers and stuff, because you want to make friends with booktubers that number one, you're gonna get along with, and number two, you know, it's free flowing, you know what I mean? But I mean, that's just me personally. But yeah, always observe, guys, the communities you get involved with before participating in it, because some communities are gonna have what I like to call loyalty levels. There are some fandoms, guys, that they have higher loyalty levels than others. Some fandoms actually, they want for you to be devoted, they want for you to be dedicated. You know, you gotta be participating in discussions, and you know, let's say with the book community, just to kind of correlate it back to, you know, the main mission of this program, you know, let's say you decided to join like let's switch it up. Let's say you decided to join a like sci-fi. Sci-fi is kind of popular, but it's not as popular as fantasy right now. Good God. But let's say you decide to join like a fantasy fandom, you know, like club or group or community or whatever. And what you notice right away is like people, like they're constantly keeping up with, you know, what's going on with the latest sci-fi shows and stuff like that. And let's say you're not doing that. That might not be the right type of particular fandom for you. You know, just observe it. If you see that people are really talking some like complex shit, you know, and it doesn't correlate with you, not the right fandom for you, you know? So just, you gotta be aware of these things, guys, because you don't, you know, you don't want to feel like you don't belong anywhere, you know? Like there's a place for everyone, but you just have to make the right conscious decision about it. Yeah, that's the best way to put it though. But all right, let me get the rest of these cleaned up here. But yeah, that's just something that that I noticed right away. is that like when I started getting involved with like certain hobbies and stuff, I was like, oh, I don't have the same like dedication as like these people do. So, you know, this is not the right type of community for me. And guys, it's okay to enjoy hobbies without participating in a community. Because sometimes some communities, guys, let's just keep it real. Some communities have a lot of like drama is something you cannot avoid. It's very rare when you have a hobbyist community without some type of drama, you know? So, you know, that's why I participate in the fandom by me being interested in it. But for me personally, I've kind of learned that I get partially involved, but I don't want to get too involved where I could potentially be sucked into a drama-like situation. So that's another thing is like with any hobbyist community, make sure to check the drama levels. Some have higher drama levels than others. And if you can't handle all that tea or all that action, you know, it might not be for you either. So these are things that you have to think about, you know, before participating, you know. And sometimes, you know, it might be like, oh, these people are really cool or whatever, and it just automatically happens. And that's fine. But other times, just observe. That's the best suggestion I would give to you guys is observe. It could be a book community. It could be whatever. Just observe before getting involved. Just do that. You know, do it for yourself, you know. And if you want to partially participate, just partially participate. You don't have to, you know, be as hardcore as everybody else. Maybe that's just not your personality. Maybe that's just not you. So for me, I tend to take a partial approach with certain hobbyist communities, and others I just observe. You know, I learn about the news or whatever, and you know, do it on my own, you know. But you don't have to always be involved with certain hobbyist communities because of like I said, some communities require higher loyalty levels, others have high drama levels, others have lower drama levels. So just something to think about, guys, just saying. All right, man, I got a lot of these, like, man, these Nocturne ones, I got a lot of them, but they're in decent condition. I'm surprised at the ones that I got. They're pretty nice. Okay, I think I have, oh no, I have like, yeah, I have like one more here. And if you have any questions for me too, guys, do not hesitate. This is not a show to be shy. As you can see, I'm a very not shy person. So, nothing wrong being with shy, but you know what I mean. Okay. But I won't lie, guys. You know the number one guys that are like attracted to me though is shy guys. And I think the reason why is maybe because I'm so loud and brash that it like maybe it brings something out of them or something. But yeah, I noticed that a lot of shy guys like me. A lot of shy guys really do like me, and I like them back. I like, you know, there's something about the shy guys, let me tell you. And I like a lot of like nerdy, geeky guys, of course, you know. So, you know, that's just my thing, guys. Like, you know, as much as I may seem complex, but you know, when it comes to the guys that I like, honestly, it's like, if you respect my hobbies and interests and stuff, I respect what you're into, you know, then we cool, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to be with someone where I could, you know, go to an anime convention or go to a gaming convention and they would be totally cool with that. Even if they're not into it as much as I am, that would be awesome. Like, I love going to conventions. It's fun. It's really fun. I've been to like maybe 2 or 3 anime conventions, because let me tell you guys, they're really expensive. Just like I would love to go to I forgot the acronym for it, but it's an interracial romance book convention. I got to go to that eventually, but you know, right now with this dumb, you know, COVID, COVID fucked everything up, guys. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the positive, okay, and I say that loosely, is that having this time to myself, I have read so many books. It's reinvigorated my passion for the arts. You know, I do adult coloring as well, in case you don't know that. So I've been doing a lot of that, cleaning my place, just getting my life back in order, you know, through this unfortunate tragedy, you know. But guys, please be safe, you know, make good choices, take care of yourself, please. You know, it's very important, very, very important. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. And the reason, guys, why I clean with alcohol is because it evaporates quickly. So that's why I clean with the alcohol. All right. Okay, so I found out that this Kimani romance, it's the African American romances from Harlequin, I believe. So yeah, these are all main ones here I have are Harlequin. So I think of all of these, I got like one interracial, maybe 2 or 3 of them, so that's not bad. They did their best, damn it. But it just goes to show, guys, like, and it's funny because like the interracial romance genre of all the genres, it seems to be the least marketable though, because I mean I see interracial dramas. I see interracial like books and stuff, and it seems to get like it's getting popular, but it's not as popular as general romance or as like what's the other one that's really popular? The paranormal romance is too, but it seems like contemporary romance and historical romance is where it's at. Like on BookTube, those are like the 2 genres that like I hear a lot of people talking about: historical and like fantasy, just regular fantasy, no romance, and YA. But see, I don't mind. See, my perspective's changing a little bit. I don't mind like mature YA, because right now, like I said, I'm reading Ellen Schreiber's Vampire Kisses book series. That definitely is mature YA. Like some of the themes in there, I'm like, wow, you know. But it's so well written that I'll give it a pass because it's actually really good, you know. Now Vampire Academy, on the other hand, they're this little problematic. Vampire Diaries, definitely problematic. Twilight, hashtag unpopular opinion, but that book series is so problematic. Like it's just like with its, you know, adult version, 50 Shades of Grey. It's just I just don't like book series that like promote to men and women and just, you know, to everybody that like bad relationships are healthy. Like I bought Midnight Sun actually, so it's gonna be interesting once I get to that point when I start reading Twilight. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, there's some problematic issues that I have with that series too. Okay, so where we at here? Okay, I think I'll put these shadow ones together. Yeah, this one I'm gonna definitely tape up. Man, I love this wig, I really do, but man, the hair be getting in my motherfucking face. That's what I get for trying to look high fashion, you know? All right. Okay. Almost done, guys. I'm glad I'm cleaning these so that I don't have to fucking do it later. But I'm curious, guys, since I'm asking questions, I'm curious to know too, guys, like what like makes you guys interested in I would say alpha male romances. I'm not sure how many of you guys read those, but I'm just curious too, because I'm just like, what is it about the alpha guys? Like, I see a lot of those alpha romances. They're very popular on Kindle Unlimited on Amazon, also known as KU. See, I'm trying to use the acronyms, guys. I'm trying to be with it, okay? I'm totally not cool. But yeah, I notice a lot of people like the alpha romance, and then there's this weird reemergence of cowboy romances. And guys, like I said a couple days ago, I actually started reading a sports romance. I almost fell off the floor. I hate sports, guys. I am not a sports fan. I think the reason why I don't like sports was because when I was, of course, obtaining my undergrad in college, I don't know, maybe it was just the way, and this is not me generalizing. If you like sports, do your damn thing, you know? But I just think I was around people that were so obsessed with sports that it turned me off. I think that's what it is. Like, they were so obsessed with it that it just became a turn off for me. Like, seriously. like they were so into it, you know, and if I didn't go to a game, you know, or something like that, people would be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm just not into sports. What do you mean you're not into sports? What the fuck? Like, how are you gonna meet a nice guy if you don't like football? And it's like, well, there are guys who don't like football. You know, I'm just not into the sports because I was around people, guys, that they were so compulsive with their love and passion for sports. It was a turn off for me. I think that's what did it. But this book, guys, I'm going to be reviewing in the next couple of weeks for you guys. It's so fucking good, though. And it's so well written that it incorporates sports into there, but it's not done in a way where it's like super obsessive, annoying. You guys know what I mean, okay? But yeah, it's pretty good. I was really surprised. I was like, I'm reading a sports romance. I'm like, see, you guys are taking me out of my comfort zone now. You guys are really taking me out of it. All right, I got 4 more to clean. All right. Oh, I totally forgot about this one. So I got a total of 2 African American romances. So, because I'm trying my best, guys, to diversify like my reads and stuff. Because most of the books that I read, to keep it honest with you guys, are either written by Asian people, white people, or overall I have I think I have 1 or 2 that are written by Latinas. But I'm doing my best to make sure I'm, you know, reading diversely as I can. But the most important thing to me too is to read what I enjoy. But I am getting out of my comfort zone. I gave myself a pat on the back yesterday, guys, for actually reading a sports romance. So I'm almost done with that one, but it's really fucking good. And it's about a very sexy hockey player. And usually I would not be, I could care less about hockey, but just the way that this author wrote the book, I may check out some other hockey romances. See, I'm getting out of my comfort zone, guys, okay? All right. But now with the older ones, I don't put a lot of alcohol in them because I don't, you know, they're kind of falling apart a little bit, so I have to be a little bit careful. All right. right. Ugh, man, this hair be getting all in my face. All right. All right, now I'm gonna start taping some of these ones up. So let me put the cloth there so I can clean it. Whew, my hands are nice and sweaty. Throw this in my trash. Okay, so all I do, guys, to like tape up my books is I just use moving tape. That's all that I use. They call it like packing tape. So let's see here. Yeah, I'm not gonna remove this sticker because it might rip it. But okay, guys, let me show you the books that maybe you didn't see. But this is all 25 of my mystery contemporary romance book box. So the first one I got here is from Sarwayne Dawson, which is called Twilight Magic. So that's the first one that I got. So I'm gonna start arranging these again. Then I got this one, which is a Silhouette Special Edition Billy Green, Time After Time. All right, you have to say it like that, okay? Next here I have Emma Darcy, and this is Mischief and Marriage with the sexy 80s dad sitcom haircut right there. Or as one of my favorite comedians, Pablo Francisco, greatly put it, parted to the side, looking nice and successful. That's like that golfer's haircut. Now I'm gonna have all these angry golfers in my comment section. They'll be like, fuck you, bitch, golf is great. Alright, so I got that. Now for the shadow books, I got the following here. This one is called Between Dusk and Dawn by Val Daniels. I also got another one which is called by Sally Carling. This is Shaded Leaves of Destiny. As I love Tenacious D, guys. This is the pick of destiny. That I love them. They're great. Okay, next here I have Old Flames, also with the hot dad bod. Hashtag hot dad bod. Guys, do you remember it was like maybe last year there was that whole craze with the hot dad bod? It's so fun, guys, what social media thinks is like trendy and happening. But yeah, it was just, I think it was like last year or maybe the year before, but people were obsessed with dad bods. Like the obsession was real.com. Like, oh my gosh. So I got that. Next here I have Treacherous Beauties with the Sylvester Stallone cover. Oh, you know, I gotta, go to the avalanche. All right. That was like a cross between Sylvester and Ron Burgundy. I love me some Ron Burgundy. Oh my gosh. Jew. You guys can tell I'm just a hot mess. But that Anchorman movie was everything though. All right, so moving on. We have another Shadows. So I got, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 5 Shadows books here. And this is Barbara Faith, Dark, Dark, My Lover's Eyes, with that crazy, you know, killer ex-husband or whatever. Good God. Or killer ex-husband. All right. So from there, I have 3 regular contemporary ones. So I have this one. It's an interracial. And this is Brenda Jackson's The Elliots, taking care of business every day. Okay. You know I had to do that one, guys. So that one is by, yeah, Brenda Jackson. So I got that. And see, the longer I wear this, it's like the more my hair is like itching underneath. So I gotta like pat it, you know, like pat my weave. No, this is not a weave, but you know what I mean. All right. Then for the African American romance, we have the Kimani romance. This is At First Touch by Tamara Sneed. And then we have His Lover's Match. This one's the autograph one by Shirley Halestock. So I'll put these like separate. Well, yeah, let's see here. Okay, let me move my mouse and all that shit. Okay, so I'll put that there. All right, and then I got another regular one. This is Brenda Jackson, One Winter's Night, and it actually has a interview with the author on the inside. So I got that. So I'll put that one next to the African American romances. Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. Like African American romances, maybe they're gonna start getting a little more popular. Maybe we'll see what happens, you know, with all the changes and stuff going on right now. It's gonna be interesting to see what book genres, but it seems like right now African American books or anything with black people is really popular right now, besides like just regular, you know, literature like the fantasy and all that. I also noticed on BookTube there's a lot of history and historical fiction, which I'm really happy, because for a while people were canceling historical fiction. They're like, well, historical fiction isn't real fiction. I'm like, it's based on actual historical events, so maybe it might be, you know. But let's continue here. All right, so then I got here, let's see, this is like the majority of the books I got. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the Silhouette Nocturne series. So starting off, we got The Sexy Cowboy. All right, and this is The Peace Within by Lisa Renee Jones. Sexy ass cowboys. Something about, you know, a man on a horse and some leather and some chest hair just does it for me, you know. No. You know, I have a Geralt of Rivia complex, so there you go. All right. He's very stoic, I will say, and sometimes he doesn't have a personality. But see, you have to play the games, guys, to really like. Don't just watch the TV show. I mean, they did a good job, but try to play the games if you can. They are very long, but it is worth it. All right. So next we have Rising Darkness by Cynthia Cook. So we got that one. We also have Pamela Palmer with Warrior Rising. Unbound by Lori Devotie. I'll probably tape these up tomorrow because I really want to get to the reaction today. We have Night Mischief. So I got like 3 autographed copies, guys. How cool is that? This is Nina Bruns or something like that. So Night Mischief. The Dark Gate by Pamela Palmer. Seems Pamela Palmer is like the it lady in this like particular brand. And guys, I have tried to get a complete set of these, but guys, they cost over $200-300 for a lot. One time I saw it for like maybe 180, but I was like, I just couldn't bring myself to spend that much. It's crazy. But it was a complete Nocturne series, which I thought was cool. So maybe I'm gonna be on the lookout for it. But I'm not gonna buy probably any books though until my birthday. Until my birthday for sure. All right, because that's when I'm gonna really get myself some decent books that I've wanted. And then also I've always wanted to get a really nice arcade like gaming controller, so I'll probably get that for myself, and also get a couple more wigs because I'm liking this look. You guys like my like when I wear wigs and stuff, so I'm gonna be doing that more often. Okay. But yeah, so next here we have Maureen Child with Vanished. This is sexy ass. All right, a mess. Okay, next here, guys, we have Sentinel's Jaguar Knight by Dorana Durgan. That's a name right there. That's like a super villainous name. It's like Dorana Durgan, you know? Like, she means business, okay? All right, next we have Veiled Truth by Viviana. I'm gonna have fun reading these, guys. Definitely. I'm gonna add these to like my TBR, definitely. All right, next we have Dark Lies by, yeah, another Vivian Anna too. She seems to be really popular, maybe, who knows. Next we have Son of Shadows by Nancy Holder. This is the one, guys, that I really probably will read first because it sounds really, I mean, a vampire hunter, like, that's so kick-ass. All right, Beautiful Danger by Michelle Hoft. And guys, usually, you know, there's a lot of stereotypes with Harlequin romance books. They're known as the cheap, or sometimes stereotypically, they're known as like the cheap, trashy romances. But guys, I was surprised to learn that there's actually a community of people who are they just read Harlequin exclusively, just like the Avon books, you know, another example. But yeah, they have a community of people who collect these books. So it just goes to show, guys, that what's trash for one person is like treasure for another person, you know? So that's why I kept myself, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be open-minded and I'm gonna get a couple Harlequins to read. And I couldn't resist, guys, because for like, what, I paid like maybe $26, $27 for these books. Like, that's a good deal, you know? But yeah, I think I'm gonna get one more historical, one more contemporary, but next time I think I will just request that they just give me all Harlequin Nocturne, because I think I like those better than just the regular kind of contemporary. And I also will probably request more African American romance, because I got like 1 or 2 interracial romances. So it just goes to show, guys, that it's really difficult to find interracial romance on a mainstream mindset, I would say. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but it seems like it's really obscure, like mainstream wise. If you really want interracial romance or like different types of romances that you really would not see in the mainstream like that, then I would suggest looking at independent publishers, because that seems to be where most of the versatility is. Once you become mainstream, it's not that you can't be versatile, but I feel like you have to like follow a certain formula maybe that the publishers expect, because remember, books are a business. So, you know, the more, you know, marketable you are, that's the better off you're gonna be as an author. But guys, please make sure support your local bookstores. Even if you shop, you know, you do online shopping, you know, make sure that you do that, because a lot of these bookstores are struggling, you know, like how we all are right now. But I do like supporting, like, you know, Better World Books and thrift books. I didn't have really the best luck. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but so far when I get books from Better World Books, this is just my experience, I've had a better experience with the quality of books. And yeah, just make sure that, you know, make sure to support local bookstores, whether it's online shopping or, you know, in store probably is not going to be possible, unfortunately, which sucks. But yeah, it's just helping them. It's also helping to, you know, when you buy books, it's helping the authors. But what I learned actually from the historical romance weekend live stream today, the one that was hosted by Peace Love Books, Remarkable Lisa, and Lacey, was Remarkable Lisa. She mentioned, this is just, you know, from her research, that you know, many of the authors have, you know, financially too, They've been struggling. The publishers too have been struggling because, you know, books are not like selling like that from like the bookstore front. So, you know, I buy mainly used books, you know, but anytime if there's an author that I'm a stand for, or I really respect their work, I will buy like a new book, you know, new book if possible. I did get Sarah J Maas like some of it partially new and some of it used, just because the cost of her books, guys, are getting expensive. So and books in general are starting to get expensive, and I think maybe because of the pandemic and this, you know, kind of maybe sometimes it's supply and demand, or sometimes it's just the publishers are trying to just keep themselves, you know, going, you know, in a way. So yeah, it's difficult on everyone. I feel bad for the book industry right now, but yeah, this is a good amount here of books. Oh, there's one more here, and this one is Immortal Bride by Lisa Childs. Okay, Lisa Childs. So yeah, those are all the ones that I got. Tomorrow I will have the fun-filled task of pretty much like taping majority of these, not all of them, but the ones that I feel are definitely going to fall apart, I'm going to put tape on them. See, I'm not like a, you know, a pristine book collector. I really don't care about that, so I'll tape them just so that they stay in the best condition for me to read them. But eventually what I'm going to start doing too is, after I read books that, you know, I'm like, okay, I don't need it anymore, I'm going to start donating them, you know, to the library, or donating them to thrift stores, just so that other people can enjoy reading them. Because one thing I'm learning is, like, you know, buying books, sometimes it's like you could become a book hoarder. Now I call myself jokingly a book hustler, you know. But overall, I'm trying not to be a book hoarder like that, and this is no shade, but like, I just don't want books falling on me and I get like a concussion, you know. But all right, guys, so those are all the let me move them here. Yeah, but I got a nice selection though. But yeah, if you guys can try, you know, to see if you can get one of these mystery boxes, because if you're just starting in reading, guys, it can really help you to build your collection right away, without having to break the damn bank, okay? Because it blows my mind, guys, when I watch some of these booktubers and they're like, I got like 150 books, and I'm like, well, I'll be damned, that's gotta be a lot of fucking money, you know. But then what I didn't realize is they are buying book lots and stuff, so they do save some money. But yeah, I think I got a really good I think I got a really good like selection. So I'll definitely be taking pictures, guys, putting it on my Instagram once again, or my Bookstagram, which is at Bookshade1. Also, in case if you missed my announcement too, I will be playing Atomi games. We're gonna have Atomi game Wednesdays, and then on Thursdays we will be doing my reading sprint Thursday, or, you know, commentary or whatever. All right, so I'm going to take pictures of these books, put it on my Bookstagram, and I'm also on Twitter as well with my messy ass, which is also at Bookshade1. But no, I don't need book Twitter coming for a bitch, okay? But you know, my comment section, it's kind of lit, maybe. Well, I try to say that maybe to boost my confidence, to make me feel good inside. But yeah, definitely keep in touch, guys. I love hearing from you guys. I know that Black Dagger Brotherhood book, Jenny gave me the tea on that. The book receipts, as I like to call it, that's supposed to be coming out on Tuesday, so I'll try to see if I can get that, because, you know, I'm trying to keep current. But I'm not sure if I'm going to check out her other series, the Bourbon Kings and the Fallen Angels and shit. Those books, guys, are getting really expensive. Like, I was really surprised. So maybe if I find it, you know, like how I found The Chosen at fucking Dollar Tree, like, of all places, guys. when I was like, wait, J.R. Ward is at Dollar Tree, should I take that as an insult? And I'm like, no, they're helping a bitch out. Let me get this. And now even it's funny, my parents are all like, you're buying all these books. And I was like, well, you know what? It's better than me turning into an alcoholic, okay? Because I was reading, guys, there was an article I was reading saying that because of the pandemic, like, people have been like getting turned up with the liquor. So please be responsible and please drink in respectable moderation, okay? Because you don't need to be fucking up your liver like that, all right? All right, guys, so I'm gonna take my break here, take pictures of all this stuff, pack it away, and then I'm gonna be doing my, what I like to call, responding to booktubers with commentary. So I actually watched the video of the booktuber, and then I'd be giving my 2 cents, and, you know, giving my points of what I think about their opinions on various subjects about the booktube community. So you definitely don't want to miss that. That's going to be in a few minutes here, guys. But let me get out of here for a moment and stretch and, you know, try to have some damn blood circulation. Come back to normal, okay? All right, guys. So, like I always say, reading is Halloween. All right, guys. I'll be back in a few here, but take care.